Hello again, Year 5, and today for the final lesson of the week we're going to be looking at writing a contrasting setting description. Contrast means different, so we're going to be writing two very different paragraphs to describe a setting. I'm going to take you straight to the task sheet today because a lot of the information that you'll need for your writing is on there. Okay, let's have a look. So, the first thing we're going to do, your explanation is here. You're going to write a contrasting setting description using all the work you've done this week in addition to your prior learning about setting descriptions, and you're going to write two paragraphs. You can choose whether to write in the first person I or the third person the or it, and you should have a choice about the settings. You can either choose the first option, which is the first paragraph should describe the clock tower, and the second is the village as viewed from the window, or the first paragraph should describe the village as viewed from the window, and the second paragraph should describe the village when the girl goes outside. So you're going to have to deliberately choose vocabulary that contrasts. So you could include actions and insights, the responses to the settings. So I wince as I catch sight of the grinding, glinting steel cogs. You have got some documents here, and the vocabulary prompts and the picture prompts are to support you. So there are some pictures that I've just shown you on the slide in the files as well today. As a bit of a challenge, if you feel up for it, you could introduce the first paragraph with a context sentence or a couple of sentences. For example, each day began the same as the last. I would open my eyes and gaze at the bleak scene before me. And then, as a further challenge, you can link the second paragraph to the first with a connecting opening sentence. So sometimes I would lean far out of the window and feast on the sights and sounds below. The skills that I want you to think about today, carefully selecting vocabulary. So the work that you did yesterday will be crucial here, and this vocabulary should convey either a positive or a negative atmosphere. So think carefully which of your paragraphs is going to be a positive atmosphere and which is going to be a negative one. You're going to use expanded noun phrases, so adjectives in a sentence to describe a noun, to make your description really stand out. You could use personification, a skill we looked at a few weeks ago, giving objects human characteristics to emphasise atmosphere. You should use show not tell, so what we've been looking at this week. So it just really enhances that description. You're going to vary your sentences for effect. They could be short, long, have about feelings, about actions, about description, using different clauses as well so that the sentences aren't repetitive. A good way of checking that is by counting the number of words in each sentence, and if it's similar, you need to do something about it, you need to vary it. You could find alternatives for repeated phrases. And then I think it's really important, looking at what we did yesterday, using antonyms to ensure contrast between the two settings. As normal, we ask that you send your writing to our Year 5 email account so that we can see what you've been up to. And there's a few further vocabulary ideas that you might want to include in your paragraphs. So we've got some more negative vocabulary here in blue, and some more positive vocabulary here in red that you might want to include in your writing. So it's up to you how you do this. You might want to jot down some ideas first, or you might want to get straight into it, edit it, and so on. It's entirely up to you. Happy writing, and we cannot wait to read what you've written. Bye now.